the tail.
Oh, I just tore my pancreas. Welcome back to Spearfishing Down Under. We are at the second half of part 2 of our How to Get the Most Out of Spearfishing series. If you missed the first part of this, make sure you go back, have a look. Really, really cool. We show big jobs, big jacks, some really cool fish getting shot. Now the second part, I want to focus on those last 2 fish that I really love to target here in my local waters. Big coronation trout, big snapper. The first one I'm going to look at today is the big coronation trout. Now I'm about to roll a clip. I've been diving, it's really rough, the water's really clear, and I'd seen a big coronation trout from the surface. I'd probably followed it along the reef for about 100 meters and it swam into a cave. So often those things can just disappear into a labyrinth of caves, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna breathe up and have a dive and see if I can find this fish. I headed down to the bottom. Just as I got to the entrance of the cave, I saw a nose sticking out. I nearly shot it. Realised it was a big puffer fish. I'm glad I didn't. He swam out of the road, popped my head into that cave. Right at the back, that big coronation trout. These big coros are beautiful fish. These colorings are just something to behold. Every time I shoot one, I probably feel a little guilty because they're almost too beautiful to shoot. But they're a great challenge. They taste amazing. I love hunting these fish.
It's good day. So if you don't want to lose a fish, this is how you shoot them. In the eye, out the tail.
Straight down the backbone, no damage, just feel it's perfect.
The final of the big 4 fish I love to hunt that keep me excited and keep me enjoying hunting here in my local area is the big snapper. I looked down and I saw some fish below me and I thought I'd just do a dive just to see what's happening, and as I started heading down towards the bottom, I saw a big snapper sitting mid-water. At that moment, heart pumping, trying to enjoy it, but thinking, don't blow this, such a big fish. Turned and looked at me, turned to swim away, took my aim, stoned him. Swung through the water and picked him up into my hands. Now you might be watching this, you've never seen a snapper before, and you're thinking, man, that is so easy. That fish just sat there. Listen, this rarely happens. And not only does it rarely happen, but you've got to make the shot. And relaxing, as I said last time, is really important. But just being calm and enjoying yourself, whether the fish swims away or stays, is something that really helps you just to be able to do that. When I got to the surface, obviously I was over the moon stoked at this fish.
Yo! Yo, yo, yo! Yo!
Big snap dogs.
Oh yes! Starting to get a clown, big thumb head.
Yo!
You might be thinking I'm a little bit over the top, but let me just let you on a little secret. The drift before, in a similar area, I'd seen fish and dove, and the same thing had happened, but this time there was 2 snapper. That time, I panicked. I was absolutely dying after I shot and missed. I let out a big sound and a big whale did exactly the same thing. I'm sure as that turtle laughed at me, that whale was also laughing at me. Oh, I just tore my pancreas. Oh, massive snapper. Now, if you're wondering how did I tear my pancreas, what I was actually meaning is I'm hurting so deep on the inside, the deepest organ I could think of was my pancreas.
Felt like Valen going home about 300 hours ago. Oh, it was the worst part of the day. It was rough, sucked. Oh, now it's just happening. Gig nobbies. I just missed a good one too, same size. Yeah! Get in there, James.
Now, honestly, you can't always target the exact fish you want to. Some days it just doesn't happen. Some days those fish aren't there. Some days it's just not a fishy day. For me, I do love just being in the water, and I find ways to enjoy it, find ways to just make it fun, find ways when I'm drifting and not seeing fish, how do we just bring some fun to this? This clip is diving over in Hawaii. We'd been drifting for hours. A big oceanic white tip had been swimming around us. Huge shark, beautiful animal. And I'd been drifting around, swimming right up, eating the burley. I finally took my camera off and I gave it to my mate and I'm like, hey, film me. I'd love to swim down and touch this shark. Let me just throw a little disclaimer out here. Oceanic white tips have been known to attack people, so probably not the best thing to do. Fortunately for me, that one was very friendly and it actually didn't like being grabbed on the tail and it took off. This next clip, I'd been diving this spot for probably an hour. We'd shot a couple of fish, and the last few dives, I'd just seen a couple of red emperor swimming around, and I thought, you know what? I got a little bit of burley stuck up my wetsuit. I might just pull it out and see if I can try and film these red emperor. These next couple of clips are from out diving with my sons and also some of the local kids in our community that have become part of our family. This young man is an incredible young man in our community, Tremont. He loved feeding the dolphins. This young girl has been like a daughter to me. Her name's Tia. She also got a buzz out of this.
That's cool. And a baby.
You know, there are other days when we've shot some really nice fish and it's just enjoyable to enjoy swimming with cool fish. This next clip, I lay on the bottom, some big cod, some small tuskies, a whole school of them just swimming around, and sometimes it's just so enjoyable to observe and to watch without taking any of those fish. As I'm laying there on the bottom, you can hear those whales really loud in the background. They're big, they're scary animals, but they're really enjoyable to be around. My son Josh was diving with me this one day. We hopped in to start a drift. As soon as we got in the water, 2 whales popped up beside us. I said, Josh, dive down. Filming him swimming with those whales.
Dive down, I'll film you. That's awesome.
Now this next clip is an absolute clanger. I'd shot some nice barramundi in the morning and we're looking for new ground, and I saw a tree. Thought I'd just swim into that tree and see what's going on. When I popped my head in, I couldn't believe what I saw. There's this massive school of small barra. It is a joy just to observe these fish, just to watch their inquisitive nature as they look and stick those beady eyes out. Just such a beautiful animal. Again, you don't need to take any of these fish. Sometimes it's just cool watching, just cool observing. Another day I found a big nest of crayfish and I dove down, I put my head in there, and wow, there's a heap of crays. So I grabbed my camera. I thought, you know, just gonna stick it in that cave, film, there's just so many lobsters in there. This next clip, I was just drifting along on the edge of this reef and this monster turtle swam up to me. can believe the size of this thing. I'm not exactly sure what type of turtle it is. If you know, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. This thing just so friendly, so incredible. Now, we see lots of turtles in this area, something that we get to do a lot, and it's something that you can just sort of push to the side and not think about. But many people have never experienced this, never swum with turtles. Something that we should just enjoy and appreciate the beauty of what these animals are. This final clip is something that I really love to do, swimming through big caves. And this cave was something special. Full of bait. As I come to the entrance, trevally, white-tip reef shark. As I come out, I can see a Maori sea perch swimming across to my left. From my left to my right comes a longnose emperor, and out of that bait swims about a 6-kilo Maori sea perch. Wasn't the fish I was targeting, so I just let it swim away. I hope in amongst this, you get a bit of a glimpse of what it is I enjoy about spearfishing. Now, honestly, I could do episode after episode talking about enjoying this because it's something I love so much. You've seen the cheers, you've seen the stoke, you've seen the excitement. The next episode, I'm going further on how to get the most out of your spearfishing. And there's going to be a bit more stoke, there's going to be a bit more excitement. You're going to see some of my friends along the way. As always, like, subscribe, make sure you click that bell. We'd love you not to miss any of the upcoming episodes, any of the upcoming content, because we've got some cool stuff.
Oh, that's a wicked knob. That's the biggest dew I've ever seen off here.